Hello everyone, the story I'm going to share today is Compassion Always Wins. Sometimes when we are sure we've won, in fact, we've lost completely. A monk carried a load of firewood as he headed back to his temple. Halfway down the mountain road, he noticed a teenage boy catch a butterfly in his hands. When the boy saw the monk, he said, "Grandpa, would you like to make a bet?" The monk asked, "What would you like to bet on?" The teenager said, "Is the butterfly in my hand dead or alive? If you lose, you'll have to give me that load of firewood." The monk nodded his head and said, "I bet the butterfly in your hands is dead." As soon as the monk said that, the boy laughed, opened his hands, and let the butterfly fly away. Then he happily grabbed a bundle of wood and carried it home. When the boy returned home, his father asked him where he got the firewood. He told his father exactly what had happened. His father suddenly slapped his face, scolded him, and said, "Do you think you've won? You lost more than you know." The father told his son to return the firewood to the monk, and they both headed to the temple. When they arrived, the father apologized to the monk and said, "Master, my son was very disrespectful and should not have done that to you. Please excuse him." The monk smiled but did not say anything. The boy put down the firewood and followed his father home. He was still confused. His father sighed and said, "Did you really think the monk didn't know what was in your mind? If he guessed the butterfly was alive, you would paint it to death. If he guessed the butterfly was dead, you would set it free. No matter what he said, you would win. He merely lost a load of firewood, but he won because he had compassion." At that moment, the teenager suddenly enlightened and felt deeply ashamed. This world is fleeting, and our lives are driven by a fear of loss and gain. Sometimes we think we've gained, but it turns out that we've actually lost more than we know. There was a time in the world when people were so pure and sincere, just like the father of the boy in the story. He did not think about what he got, but wanted to know how the son got it. Because people at that time understood the truth of no lose, no gain. Of course, he also taught his own children that how to be a good people. This is really precious. The development of human society should also be like this. However, the rich material life of human beings today have made some people even more greedy and selfish, leading them to commit crimes and even lose their precious lives. In fact, the real winner and loser are not about getting something. If you can treat everything around you with compassion, and your heart is not moved by profit, you will always be a winner. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.